Welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk about Apple Intelligence. So I don't think Apple Intelligence has been given enough coverage on the media side of things as it should have been. I think it's been, Apple have been essentially told off by a lot of creators and media press for saying that Apple have launched it in a very bad way, and this may be true. Apple haven't. I agree with that side of things. Apple have not launched Apple Intelligence in the best way that they could have done, but we are where we are. So what we need to do now is focus on how to get the best out of the features of Apple Intelligence. And I think a lot of people are confused, or especially who have got older Macs and older iPhones, about what they should do. So should they simply hold on to these devices and miss out on Apple Intelligence, or is it worth upgrading? And I've seen a lot of questions brother around on the internet, especially asking this kind of thing. So in this video, I want to try and clarify what Apple Intelligence offers, what it is, and also how it can help you in your workflow, and is it worth upgrading? So they're the kind of the questions I want to answer in this video. So one thing that Apple have let us down on a bit is that they're marketing Apple Intelligence on all their products now. So they're saying this wonderful thing, Apple Intelligence, is integrated into all these products. It's fantastic, you should buy it for this reason. No one really knows why and how it works. I think it's quite, the marketing is saying we should buy these things for the Apple Intelligence, but it's not telling us really what it does. So I think marketing it heavily implies that it would work across multiple devices as well, and it does, but it's not explaining it properly. And Apple, basically what Apple did was with the older devices is that they didn't really think AI would take off, I think, and they didn't really see the need to put that memory in these devices or the faster chips in the standard 15 iPhone or 14 iPhone. So they just kind of said, oh, well, let's not do that. And now AI has taken off because of Google and other manufacturers. And Apple have sort of panicked and said, right, we need to rush this AI out, give it to latest phones, up the gram, make it support it. And they have done that. But now we're left in a situation where we've got people who bought iPhone 14s and 15 standard models that won't run Apple Intelligence. And these are expensive phones. You know, they cost people £800 or £900 or more. And they're still on sale. So a 13 or 14 you can buy still on sale. The iPhone SE, none of these will run Apple Intelligence. So people are confused and saying, what do I need to spend a lot of money to have a phone with Apple Intelligence on it? Whereas if you look at the Google Pixel range lineup, all their devices support the Google features nearly. I know there's some difference on what they support, but they all support some form of AI. So I think Apple have left the consumer in a very confused state, and I want to explain or try and explain what you need to do, and if you need to change anything, basically help you out with the Apple Intelligence. So I think basically at the moment, Apple Intelligence is very much in its infancy. It's still in beta stage. So we've just had it released on iOS 18.1. So if you've done the update, you may have noticed some new features. So it's very subtle. So I haven't really noticed it in a big way on my iPads and iPhones. I've got all the latest phones and iPads and Macs, and I haven't noticed it in a big way. But for this review, I decided to go ahead and try them all out and let you know what I think. So what does Apple Intelligence actually offer us then? Well, first of all, let's start off. We have a new Siri. So everyone's seen the Apple advert with the new Siri logo going around it and lighting up the screen. So now if you ask Siri a question, it will come on the whole screen, around the screen, and look quite fancy, and it looks better and it works better as well. You can essentially say, Siri, what shall I do? I've got an appointment, but it conflicts with another appointment. Can you move it around my diary? Oh, actually, hang on a sec. Can you change this other appointment as well? And Siri should be able to process that and then say, yes, I've come up with this answer. So you can have like a conversation with it and interrupt it, just like Google Gemini. So it's more advanced. And I've tried it out, and I'll show you a demo in a minute. And it does work. It's not as good as Google's version because it's underdeveloped and still in beta, but it will work eventually, I think, and it's fine, and it integrates well into the iPhone system and the ecosystem, so it does work, yes. So then we go over what we've got in sort of Mail and Pages is writing tools. So these are meant to help you simplify the way you work. Say that you've written an article for something, or a document for a school, or anything like that, and you want to have it proofread. So no one around to help you out. So you go ahead and highlight all the text on the document, and then you click on the icon, writing tools, and select proofread. And it'll do a bit of background check. It'll process in the background, depending on how much text there is, and then it'll come up saying, we suggest these changes, and it'll give you a proofread summary. And so I tried this out yesterday, and it does work quite well. Some things are a bit iffy still, so it's not quite there yet, but it does work reasonably well. So have a go in Pages and Mail and see if it helps you. But I'll show you some things on the screen to show you how to do it. That's the main thing. But it does work in some situations. It's just a bit underdeveloped still again. But I think it will be helpful. And some people have already said on a lot of forums that it is helping them and it is good. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing overall. So you can also ask it to change like your emails. So you can say, can make it sound more professional, more friendly. So it can rewrite your email for you, make it sound different, which is really useful sometimes if you're not sure how to word your email to different people. So that can help save you time. And it's just good to get some suggestions. It's like having another person's opinion on your email or your writing. So I think that's good. And it can't be a bad thing. So you can also ask it to summarize key points in your article or text, and it'll give you a bullet point list or make a table or change things around or anything. It gives you a few options to enhance your work essentially using AI, which I think is a good thing. So it's better than just having random images generated like Google's Pixel image generator, which isn't very useful essentially. So this is more useful than that, which is good. One thing I have found useful is what priority notifications in Mail. So when you go into your Mail app, you might notice now saying it's got priority messages at the top of it. So something you may have not seen. So like you may have missed an important email asking you to do something, or your boss may have asking you to do something. It'll prioritize at the top of the email and say, yeah, have you dealt with this, and summarize it. I think that's really useful. I think that's really clever as well and helpful. So that is a good thing. I'll show you how that works. It also can summarize a long email, so you just highlight the whole email and then you click on it, writing tools, and then click summarize email, and it will summarize all the email for you into one paragraph, and that's really useful if you've got a long email chain, and it can just give you an overview of the email chain, deciding whether you need to reply or not. I think don't rely on this though completely, because as I say before, it's still in beta, so I want to make sure people don't rely on this and use it for everything and not check it, because it gave me some iffy results yesterday. So I want to make sure that people check over the work still and don't rely just on the AI, because it isn't there yet to be 100% relied on. So you can now also, in phone calls, you can record and summarize phone calls. So Google Assistant's had this for a while. I found it useful when I used the Pixel, and I've tried it on the iPhone. It works just as well. So if you want to have a long phone call and you want to play it back and look at the phone call, the data from the phone call, that's useful as well for work and things like that. There's a new focus mode on the iPhone, so it decides what you need to know about. So essentially it's like a new profile, so it'll a bit like sleep on the original focus, so it'll do not disturb, so it'll kind of use AI to decide what notifications you need to see and what you don't need to see. So if something really important comes through, like an emergency, it'll come up on the phone and say you need to deal with this now. Something that's non-important will just save in the background, and when you turn it off it'll say this happened an hour ago, do you want to deal with it now? So it's kind of using artificial intelligence, Apple Intelligence, to decide what notifications you should see. So again, I've tried this and it seems to work okay, but don't rely on it completely. It's not there completely yet at the moment. So it should display urgent appointments and such, but it might not do with it being the beta stage. So I think overall the writing tools in Mail are really good, and it can change your tone and professionality. I think there's more tools coming later on, so this is just a very beta stage. So in December we've got more stuff coming. So at the moment we've got, and in Photos, what's useful as well, I can show you this, is you can erase objects in Photos, which works pretty well, a bit like Google's eraser, Magic Eraser. It works very similar. It sometimes gets it wrong and looks a bit strange, so you don't expect it to work miracles, but it can enhance some photos for you and make them look better. So have a play around with that and see what results you get from it. So in December we are getting things like Google Circle to search, and also we're getting the system where you can point your iPhone camera at a restaurant and it'll tell you all the reviews about it, if they've got tables available and so on. So that should be quite useful, a bit like Google Lens. So again, this is just Apple trying to copy Google in a way, but these are good features to have on the phone, and I think it's something that is going forward, going to help people in the future. So as I mentioned, Apple is very behind in the AI sector, and it has been rushed through and it's still in beta. I think one thing that's disappointing is these older phones are going to miss out because people have spent a lot of money on these phones, and it just, to me, it just seems, it's just it really irritates me that people are going to lose out on these features just because Apple didn't decide to put these upgraded RAM or chips in the phone. So my advice at the moment, say you've got an iPhone 13 or 14, do not rush out and upgrade just for Apple AI. It's just not worth it. There are some great features. If you've got a Mac M1, you'll be able to run it anyway. If you've got an iPad M1, any of those with those M chips in, you'll be able to get Apple Intelligence anyway to have a play around on your other devices. If you haven't got those, have a go in an Apple shop or have a go with a friend's iPhone, see if it helps you, but don't rush out and buy the latest iPhone just for the Apple Intelligence or the latest iPad just for Apple Intelligence. It just isn't worth it, in my opinion, at the moment, because we're still in the early stages. It's December. I'm not saying it's not useful. It is useful tools, it is useful features, but we are in infancy still, and it's only going to get better. So I think don't feel like you're missing out on a lot at the moment, because you simply are not. It's not going to revolutionise your life by having an Apple Intelligence phone or Mac or iPad. So that is my advice. Don't upgrade at the moment just for the AI. So let's wait and see what happens in December and what features we get then, and we can come back to this video then. I might update it and see what features we get then if I change a recommendation, but I don't see the point in spending a lot of money on upgrading just for Apple AI at the moment. So I hope this has helped people who are deciding whether to upgrade or not. If you've got any questions and you want to get involved in the comments down below, that'd be really helpful. I'd really appreciate if people could subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to build my audience up. I want to get a bigger channel going, get more debates going, and I'm really interested in this content creation. So please subscribe. It means the world to me. A thumbs up and a subscribe. Please. That means everything to me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and speak to you next time. Thank you.